Right, I'm going to show you how to chop out a hinge with hammer and chisel, or what I call the old-fashioned way. So take your hinge, reverse side, flip it over. I tend to use, there's like a, if you see it, like there's a solid side and then there's a gap side. I tend to use the solid side because then it doesn't get caught in. You kind of get, it's more accurate. Take your hinge. So basically, you turn your hinge upside down, put it, mark where you want to do, hold it tight, take a sharp knife, standing knife, whatever, and then what you do is you basically score around the hinge. Hold it, place it on the mark, hold it tight, and then score with a knife. So watching your fingers, get a nice score mark, because then that helps sort of guide your chisel. So that's it, it's there. Then the depth. Again, this is where benefit of routers, but I'm showing you a different way. So you take your depth gauge and your hinge, and you mark it, obviously exactly the thickness of your hinge. Tighten that up, and then you just score down the back where you want to mark. As you score along the door, it gives you another mark, and also it gives you a line to run it down a few times. Again, it's not just to show the mark, but it's to help you when you put your chisel in. Right, hammer and chisel. Flat edge. So then basically take the flat edge of your chisel, put it into the mark. See, what happens is the knife obviously gives you a guide. Give it a cut at the back. So obviously if you do it the other way, then it makes the hinge gap bigger. So give it a couple of blows and just do the same over. Right, you've got the outside marked. Then do the back edge. Again, you can do this before or after, depends on how you feel. And then when you're chopping out the back, I don't know if a lot of people don't know, but obviously you've got a bevel edge and a flat edge and a chisel. So I tend to hold it with the bevel edge towards you, because as you're doing it, then you're pulling it back and it's flicking it out, as you'll see. So you just, it's almost like you're scooping it out. And then you just go down the section. Again, you don't need to touch. As you can see, it breaks it out. And once you've done that side, you can just use, you don't really need your hammer if you've got a really sharp chisel. And you do what's called paring. So you're basically just wiggling it along and you're pulling it out. And there you go, as simple as that. Take your hinge. I mean, you obviously know when you've done a good job because it sits in there nice and neat. There you go, perfect. Right. Again, when you're doing the hinges, when you're putting the screws in, put your hinge in, take your pilot drill, I don't know this is, and then again drill to the back. Because I mean the hole's quite big, so drill towards the back. Take the pilot hole. 1, 2, 3. your screws. Like I said before, this always helps me because the screw's actually off centre towards the back. It doesn't really matter because once you pull it in, the screw's strong enough to pull the hinge in. So, there you go, and then it pulls it neat. It looks like you've done a really neat job. Softwood's easier because obviously it's got a bit of give in it, so it will squeeze up. There you go. Perfectly fitted hinge.